Hey, welcome to your Gemini horoscopes for the week. This is the week ending August 5th. No planets in Gemini this week. That's okay. You guys have enough going on without having influences of those right now. We do continue to have Vespa influencing Aries currently right now, which, in all honesty, it's influencing your finances, which is interesting. Vespa is what they call the eternal flame that burns on the hearth. So the feel that we get from Vespa is that very comfy, secure place. I always look at Vespa and my first thought is being a kid at my grandma's house, laying on the floor watching the fire in the fireplace. That was the place that I felt the most comfortable. I felt the most secure. I felt the most loved. I knew that nothing was going to happen to me in this space. And for you guys this week, this is about making sure that your finances and what your plans for your finances are creating this feeling for you, this feeling of security, of knowing that if you fall, you're not going to fall very far. Whereas when you're broken, you fall, it literally, you don't get to like recover from it. You have to figure out how you're going to pay for it on top of it. So there is no, let me just rest and heal. It adds like so many more layers of stress to it. So bottom line here is focus is on long-term goals, but because Vespa is bringing in this financial aspect, we're looking at our long-term financial goals and making sure that, pardon me, making sure that those long-term financial goals are providing the security that you are going to need later on. You may not need that security right now, but we all need it later on in life. And it's not really like 40 or 50 years ago when you were taught that once you become an adult you worked and you were prepared for retirement and you do these certain things and put these certain systems in place to make sure that you're taken care of later in life. There's way more of us that are living from paycheck to paycheck and not even thinking about retirement because we don't have the time to think about retirement. Truth is that we need to make the time to think about retirement. If we don't make the time to think about retirement, it literally sneaks up on us one day and we're like, oh no, what do we do now? There's really not much you can do. Bottom line here is that the Gemini way is not necessarily based on security. Unlike Cancer, which is all about security, Gemini doesn't really care about security. And that goes against you when you need it the most. So I feel like this week, the focus really is on making sure that you start those plans, that you check in with those plans if you've already started to make sure that you're where you need to be or where you want to be, make adjustments if you need to. All of those things that you need to do to make sure that you've got in place your security both now and for the future. It's really important. I think that the reason why this is such an important lesson for Geminis is because you guys are always, there's so many irons in the fire. It's not right in front of you and you're just not thinking of it. But everybody's got to think of it every now and then. So it doesn't take very long. It doesn't take a lot of time. And yes, it may be boring to put some of those things in place so that you can revisit it later on. And if it's really a difficult thing for you, get somebody to help you. Every bank has financial planners. There's financial planners all over the place. So just find somebody, reach out to somebody that can give you the assistance that you need. It does, I think for us air signs, I'm an Aquarius, for us air signs, asking for help is really, really hard because we have to admit that we don't know what we're doing. And that was actually a really big deal for me when I hired a bookkeeper, because that was the hardest thing for me to do, is to admit that I didn't know what I was doing. But it was irresponsible to continue the way I was going while not knowing what I was doing. So actually, finding somebody that personality wise I could mesh with, that I trusted, that, it felt good. It just changed the entire way that I ran my business and took this huge weight off of my shoulders that I really didn't need to be carrying around. And this is what this is going to do for you guys. So you guys have fun with that. And if you love your horoscopes, do click the link below and send me a coffee. You know how much I love my coffee, and I do love that appreciation for the horoscopes. And that's what I have for you guys this week. You guys do a good job and make it a great week. I will see you next week.